Hello again. Today I'm going to talk about using all of the 6 oscillators to form 6-note chords. So we've got the EG held down and flashing, so it drones. Then my VCO2 I've got set to a very high note in the 10 octave range, plus or minus 5. So that then the sub octaves on there are actually more audible and sound less like garble. So now as we turn it, check this one. Now we got a 3-note chord there. I'll come over to VCO1. Check the other sub oscillator. So each of these are tuned to a triad. And then we can bring them all together. Now, definitely got some dissonance there between the sub oscillators, so let's try to work that out. That sounds pretty. Check these. So there we have a 6-note chord, keeping the sequencer very simple. And now right in here, I'm hearing maybe a tone I don't want. So we're going to go to it right here. And just that one slight half step made it much better to my ears. And now every step it's playing a 6-note polyphonic chord. And then as we get the rhythms off of each other, you can really program in whole chord progressions, which, depending on how you tune your things, you can have more than the 4 6-note chords as they shift. These are both with square waves right now. Let's set them both to triangle. And set them both to be complex. attack decay generator for the filter and then the one for the VCA can create really cool swells and opening and closing. Set one to square, one to triangle. Start to create a really nice bell tone or strings. So you get the attack times between the VCF and VCA to be just slightly different. It gives you just that tiny sliver like a bow. Put them both to quickest attack, get you a really plucky sound. Then decay lets it go longer and ring. Combination of the attack and the filter, you can get a really nice, like almost wood block, hollow type percussive sound. Especially sounds percussive if they're both on square. When they're both square, it's almost more bell-like percussive. Let's change the rhythm here. Just randomly turn them both a little bit. Lights are doing something very different, probably going to bring the tempo down. on the carousel. Let's turn the resonance up a little bit and start to get laser beams, and the carousel took off to outer space. Also love when you turn your resonance up and start making a bird chirping noise. So if I'm triangle now. When you get the resonance way up, the cutoff controls the pitch of the self-oscillation. Then we can also just get a really nice kick sound. With the cutoff down very low and the resonance up really high. And now if we bring the envelope generator amount to be in the middle, just straight up heavy kick. I'm getting almost too low to be audible. So you really have to play around with setting things higher and then working with the sub-oscillators. Because if you have the pitch in a normal sort of range and use the sub-oscillator, it sounds just like static. Our ears cannot perceive the differences between the tones, they're so low. Get some tom sounds. Synthesizer if you know how to turn your knobs. Now we're going underwater. Starting to create some like bubbles, gasping for air. The difference between these two decays creates the bubbly closing and opening of the envelopes. So it can just be a little static. Bring our resonance back down, and the melody and everything's still right there. Now we're getting pretty funky. It almost gets very stuttery if you get into the negative envelope amount and you start to put your cutoff up. The difference between the two attacks creates a lot of variation. In the same way the lowness can get so low, the tempo on this can get so fast that it just becomes almost like a wavetable synthesizer works in. It can get so fast that it almost just becomes one waveform. Like that. And then using the patch bay, we could use that as one single sound source, mixing with a different synth. Because now it just sounds like we're in Star Trek and we're floating through space. Thank you for listening, and hopefully somebody understands something and learns something from this. I'm going to keep on trying to explain what I do, and thank you very much for taking time to listen.